Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Saim Safdar, and you are listening to the CloudNative.fm podcast, hosted by CloudNative Islamabad. I'm excited and thrilled to host this show for you. This is episode number 4 of CloudNative.fm podcast. Today is March the 11th, 2021, and in this episode, we dive into how to become a regular contributor in Azure and in cloud native communities with my guest, Mert Yetur. Mert is an experienced technical lead with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry. Skilled in .NET, C Sharp, Docker, Kubernetes, and Microsoft Azure, strong engineering professional with a master degree focused on Linux. He is a software section lead, writer, and speaker at Mashutu. Also a Traefik Ambassador, Mert also recently received the Microsoft Azure MVP award for his awesome contribution in Azure. And today he promised to share his MVP journey with us. So let's go ahead and say hi to Mert and get it over to the interview.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music.
Thank you everyone for listening to our podcast today. And today we are talking about how to become a regular contributor to Azure community. And we're talking about how you can run the community and what are the best effort you can put forward into that while running a community. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm your host of CloudNative.fm podcast. My name is Saim Safdar. I'm also a community manager at Cloud Native Islamabad. And I'm really excited for today's session, today's podcast, because I'm joined by Mert Yetur, and he is a Microsoft MVP and also a Traefik Ambassador, and he worked as a solution architect. So how are you, Mert?
Hi, Sim. I am fine. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm fine too. So, Mert, can you introduce yourself a bit to listening to us, people who are listening to us postcards, where you are and where you live right now and what you are doing currently?
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting me to your podcast, and I am very excited. I live in Istanbul, Turkey, and I am a software architect working at Finexus. I am experienced in .NET and Microsoft technologies, and I completed my Bachelor of Engineering in 2005 and have a master degree on Linux. And as you said, I am an Azure MVP and a Traefik Ambassador, and trying to contribute both of the communities at the same time.
So it's going to be tremendous stuff that you're putting on. Managing the two community is never going to be a very easy stuff, especially in the cloud native stuff as things are going. Can you introduce what the community that you're running in the cloud native landscape that is called Traefik Istanbul, and you're also a Traefik ambassador as well. Can you introduce yourself a bit, how you transition to how you're using the Traefik and the product, and how you become a Traefik ambassador, and what's your journey of running the Traefik Istanbul meetup?
Okay. First of all, I am the one of the community leads at MS Auto, the biggest community in Turkey. But don't stick with the MS because we are contributing all of the technology stack. So I met with Traefik when the version 1.7, and I have arranged a DevOps day session at the university, and when I'm looking for a topic to talk about, a different topic, then I stumbled upon Traefik and started to working on it, then I like it very much because it is very easy to use, easy to learn, and it supports everything, as I can say. So I made a session at the university and told people about Traefik, how we can manage containers and Kubernetes with it. After that, I started writing blog posts about Traefik and made some other sessions. Then one day I tweeted one of my contributions, and Traefik Labs replied to me and said, "Congratulations, we are promoted you Traefik Ambassador." So it was very exciting time for me. I was very honored. Still, I feel very honored to be a Traefik Ambassador. And then I want to make a global contributions and made three sessions, a webcast series with global Traefik community with other Traefik ambassadors, Brian and Jakub. After that, I decided to make start local community in Istanbul. Then I talked to Patricia. She's head of community in Traefik Labs. So we started a local meetup group in Istanbul. And now we have 5 people in the community who will contribute and make webcasts. And we have more than 100 followers. And our sessions have lots of interactions, which is good, both for us and Traefik.
Thanks, Mert, and it's been a very exciting journey what you did and what you tell about, because I think traffic and Docker and Kubernetes is a very evolving and cloud native ecosystem. Is going to be a very, very rapidly pacing and rapidly changing world, and want to learn new things and share with the community. I think it's going to be a tremendous job that you're right currently putting on, helping people up to date on traffic products and Dockers and Kubernetes, what they are, how they fit into their current scenarios, and where the cloud native use cases are better for them. So yeah, I think it's going to be very true, great job that you put on. So how you and the so the next community that I think you're running on, that is Cloud Family, is a part of Azure stuff that you are doing sessions on and helping people as the Azure, doing some Azure's meetups and community workshops, help people, educate them on Azure. Can you tell us, our listener, about your journey of managing Azure community as well?
Okay, I want to start from MS Auto because I am contributing in Turkish at MS Auto, both sessions and blog posts. And this is my first community, and the other one is, as you said, the Cloud Family. I am managing the Cloud Family website with Gregor and Richard. I am not the community lead, by the way, but I am trying to be an active member for Cloud Family. That's why I started a podcast series, MS Auto Live. It's powered by Cloud Family and MS Auto, but I was started with in English. It was a big challenge for me because, as you know, it's not my native language. So I started doing this. It is going well, I think, because I have done nearly 27 episodes, and we have programmed some others. I think I have 3 more. So I want to continue this series alongside with the Traefik. And I think, as you know, Traefik is a cloud native, and I want to show how I can use Traefik on Azure. So I have also made some sessions with Azure Live about Traefik and how we can use it on Azure. So as I said, I am a software architect. I am not a Kubernetes guru. So I want to show people that how developers can use Traefik or Kubernetes, because I think all the developers should know about Kubernetes and Docker, but it's a different expertise. It is not easy to learn. There are lots of stuff to learn. But I think as a developer, I should learn some usage, because when we are developing an application, we are going to containerize it and deploy it on Kubernetes or Docker Swarm or a similar technology. So we must know where we deploy that application, or even know how to debug that application on Kubernetes or Docker. So I want to show developers what must we know, what must we do. I am not an expert about administrating them, but I am trying to learn the stuff I need to know.
So I see your channel in the YouTube as well for you doing some stuff on live sessions, live streams on some very good
Yeah.
products. So what are these sessions about, and what your plans are when these live streams there, and what are the products that you are covering in their YouTube channel?
And I think you mean the MS Auto YouTube channel and MS Auto Live.
Yes, yes.
And in these sessions, in this series, I have some guests, the experts from different topics. It is not only about Azure, but most of them from Azure community. But also, we had three different sessions with Hayden Barnes about Linux and WSL. It is not related to directly related to cloud, but I think this good point to chat with them one to one, because my guests are experts in their technology stack, and I have a chance to ask them directly my questions and other questions from the community. So it's a good thing for me and the people from the community. And for the guests, it's a good place to tell their expertise, answering questions, and teach their knowledge. I think it's like a win-win situation for both of the parts. But last year, I was only hosting this series, and I had a couple of presentations. But this year, I want to increase my presentation, and I want to be the guest, not the host. Maybe this year I will change MSR to live a bit. Maybe talking two presenters, my guest and I, and maybe make some deep dive sessions, because we had some deep dive sessions with Pete Gallagher, which was very interesting about IoT and Azure. I want to make similar sessions with more technical stuff.
Yeah, I think and also we heard very great news about you of you becoming a Microsoft Azure MVP. So how this journey
Yeah,
so far? Because it's going to be it's going to be brings very much smile on your faces when you first see that, because
yeah.
Microsoft Azure community is very great, and they contribute, and your contribution is just awesome. I'm seeing you tweeting and helping people learn new things as they're coming. Can you tell us about what your journey of becoming the Microsoft Azure MVP to our listeners?
Okay. It was a long journey, because I have been in a community for more than 7 years, and this is not my goal to become an MVP most of the time. And my only goal is share my knowledge, because as a developer, I am always looking something on Google, reading blog posts, watching webinars, sessions to learn something. And I think if I use someone else's knowledge, why I don't share my knowledge. So I start with this, and after a lots of community contributions, and I have been nominated and get the award. It's a my second very excited time. The first one is being a Traefik Ambassador, and second one is being a Microsoft MVP. And I am very honored to say I am an Azure MVP because when you are MVP, it's a great community. You can reach more people around the world. You can talk about lots of stuff with other MVPs and make sessions. But I want to say that again, your goal not to be being an MVP. So it is not a goal. The main goal is contributing, sharing knowledge, and helping people. The award is not important. It is only a name. Okay, it's a very good thing. I can't deny it. But the sharing your knowledge, and when people say, I have a problem and I've solved it with your help, I watch your session and learned lots of stuff, or I read your blog post and learn new stuff, it is better than being an MVP or an ambassador.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to be to help educate, troubleshoot their production or live use cases they already have, and they're looking for the solution to. They're looking for ways to troubleshoot their problems, and if you help them in a way, then I think that's the biggest smile that you have in your life, that you're
Yeah.
helping others. And when Microsoft or your MVP or other award, that's motivated you, that you are doing a good job. Keep on working on that, keep helping them peoples, and keep presenting this stuff that you are already does. So it's going to be give you the motivation that I am doing a good job in the field right now. So what are your current
Yeah.
plans in 2021s on these managing two communities, on traffic side and Microsoft Azure side? What are your sessions that you currently want to do? If everybody listening to us, listening to us and listen to you, and they want your session to join, so what are your current plans for 2021?
Okay. I have done 60 webinars last year, and I want to increase the number this year. And as I said before, I want to set the presenter side more than the host side. Maybe we can do something together about Azure or cloud native stuff and traffic. And I want to make my contribution both local and global, because our goal is the same: to learn technology, use technology efficiently, and help people to and teach them, as you said, help them troubleshooting their daily problems, or use the new technology to help their job or business. So that's my goal this year, similar to previous year, but I want to make more contributions and reach more people.
Yes, and everybody who listening to us, they are actually enthusiastic about showing this stuff. But part of the journey that they're already doing a job and at the day or at the night, and they want to do that, how they can categorize their timetables so they can effectively do their job as well, and effectively do the contribution in the community side as well. Because many of the people ask me question that we have a 9 to 6 p.m. of job, and we spend more than 12 or 13 hours, or might be 14 hours in a job, but we have a very less time, so you can do extracurricular activities. So what you can, well, anybody listening to us, what your suggestion, what your thoughts on of managing two things, having a good job and having the contribution in the global and local meetups?
Okay, this is a good question, but it's a hard question for me because I don't have any timesheet or plan doing this stuff. When I find a free time to spare, I set a webcast or write a blog post. It's like a hobby for me. It is not a um, basic thing. You know, we had a very hard job. We work all the time learning new stuff. But I believe the best learning way is teaching. So if I want to learn a new topic or new technology, I work on it and make a webinar or write a blog post. So I also learn it and teach other people. Maybe people who listen us try to do something like that. If they are working on something, they can write some notes, and after that can make that a blog post and post it to their blog posts, or we can also host their blog post in MS Auto if someone wants to write a blog post and don't have a personal domain. We can host them on MS Auto site. And uh, as you said, it is a hard thing to find free time, but I sleep less and work hard. For example, when I am eating, I have a mobile phone and reading some blog posts or watching some sessions to learn some stuff. And I love reading, and most of my books are about technical. And some I also write some science fiction books, but most of them are technical to learn something. So it is not easy. I cannot say it is easy, but you can find some time if you like doing this kind of stuff. And when you start doing this first time, you will continue doing this without any interruption. Because when you see the people see your blog posts or watch your sessions and ask you questions about that, you also motivated and continue doing it.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because in the job space, you have some kind of a troubleshooting, or it might be you have some issues along the way in your current job. And when doing the community stuff, you're knowing that what are the people's doing in their domains, and they give you the output of what you feel about. And also when the new things coming up, and then you implement those changes into your production environment in your current job roles, so things going to be break. So having learning from some other presenters, some other webinar sessions, for listening to their podcasts, they help you troubleshoot your scenarios as well. So I think it's going to be a very tough role of doing to managing a job plus managing the community and doing sessions. But at the end of the day, it's going to be help you become help you impersonate in coming up in the job the role that you have, and also help you become a great contributor in the community, and everybody recognize you and praise your efforts. So at the end, Mert, if anybody listening to us excited about your works, excited about what you are doing, if they want to know more about you, what you are doing, where people did find you after this podcast.
They can reach me on Twitter, and I am very active on Twitter, by the way. Also you can reach me on LinkedIn, and I think you will share my URLs in the chat, and I'll happy to help them about how to become a regular contributor, or if they have any technical problems about Azure, Traefik, or any other about .NET technologies, I will happy to help them. And if I don't know about the topic or the solution, I can also ask community. I think someone will help us about solving that problem or teaching that issue. and that's the another good part of being a member of community, because there are lots of experts. If you stuck somewhere, you can have lots of experts to ask about it, and all of them are very helpful and want to help to solve your problem or teach that topic to you.
Yeah, thanks. And everybody who are listening to us in podcast, me and Mert are teaming up with some sessions on Traffic Islamabad meetup that is currently set up in maybe 2 weeks' time. We have setting up a third traffic meetup group that is Traffic Islamabad, and we're doing a session at the end of March on what the traffic is, what the ecosystem are, what the containers and Docker and Kubernetes stuff, or the ingress stuff in the Kubernetes and service meshes, what they are and why you want to learn this and how they can help you in your current setups. So I'm teaming up with Mert and hope to see you in the presenting a session in traffic. So everybody who listening to us, do join that. I think you will really enjoy that session as well. And tonight I learned so many good things from Mert, how to become an Azure MVP, how to managing a community, how to become a regular contributor, and what you need to do in this kind of scenario, managing the job, managing the community. So I learned so many great things from Mert today, and hope to catch up Mert in the future podcast as well, having some deeper dive on what they are doing in the Azure and the traffic ecosystem and the cloud native ecosystem. As the things evolve, I catch up again Mert and doing some podcast session with him as well. But tonight, that's what we have for you today. So thanks, Mert, for showing your presence in my podcast, and I hope to catch up you again in future. Thank you, Mert.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Hey everybody, if you want to keep up what's going on in the cloud native ecosystem, we have a weekly podcast show on YouTube and SoundCloud by the name of Cloud Native Islamabad. You can listen for free every single week. We try to find cloud and cloud native experts, share updates on cloud native best practices, cloud native real world use cases, cloud native deployment patterns, cloud native deployment strategies. Topics include AKS on Azure, EKS on AWS, GKE on GCP, cloud native architectures, cloud native application developments, container containerizing application, DevOps and automation, cloud native certification strategies, cloud native career tips, and more. So if that sounds awesome to you, head over to the SoundCloud and YouTube and subscribe to Cloud Native Islamabad.